money to get paid. So even if you like a landlord or an investor, and then I'm gonna break it down for you like this. Like, how many of y'all play Monopoly? You know the actual game of Monopoly?
Yeah.
All right, so because it seemed like a lot of the questions y'all was interested in real estate investing. So I'm gonna explain the Monopoly board to you all. Then I'm gonna give it to one of y'all. One of y'all can have it because I got plenty of these. I keep these on deck for a reason. But if you know the Monopoly board well, you know the first properties is the brown ones, right? Cheapest ones. Now when you play a Monopoly, nobody really wants these, right? But if you think about it, when you buy them, you spend a little bit of money, and over time it turns into a lot because you build enough to buy hotels, houses, and stuff like that.
And put keys in.
Exactly. And then you said, put whatever.
Like the keys in.
The key. Oh, I don't know. That must be some new age stuff. I just know houses and hotels. Is that what keys is?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the blue ones is the next level as far as, so it's literally like leveling up. Like, so let's say you were to buy a house, and then when you need money, you can sell it. So it's always worth something. But you invest, you start getting small, it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and you get more money as you go. And if you ever pay attention to it, what a lot of people don't understand about money is, you're not supposed to just, like this money phone, that's corny. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you it's corny is because you can't make money when you hold on to the money. But if I have some money in my hand, and anytime anybody in here has ever played Monopoly, nobody has ever said, I'm not buying a property, I'm gonna hold on to my money, right? So you think about Monopoly like real life. Like, if you buy a house, every time somebody lands on it, that's the first of the month. You collect your rent. When you get enough money, just like when you play Monopoly, you make enough, you buy another property. Like, nobody in Monopoly ever says, oh, look, I got more blues than you, I got more greens than you, I got more purples than you, I'm gonna put them in my pocket. So if you think about that on a larger scale of life, like if you take the money that you make and you invest it little by little, you'll watch it grow. It makes no sense to have a bunch of cash on hand, a bunch of cash on deck, because cash does not make cash. You take your money and you buy different things that are gonna make you money. And I invest in a bunch of different, I invest in my own personal businesses, crypto, you know, I buy trucks to cut grass, trucks to plow snow, like I done made clothes and all of that because I don't like to have large amounts of money, because when you hold it here, this will not multiply. Like if we were to play Monopoly, everybody starts off with $1,500. If you just keep going around the board and never buy anything and you keep passing go, eventually you're gonna have some money, but all the property gone. So then where do your money go? You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of us want to hold on to money, and we realize that over time throughout life, you'll spend it until it's gone. As you're spending it, regardless of whether you like to believe it or not, there are other people who are smart enough to understand what to do with money, and they're gonna invest. So in 5 years, your big mid is a small mid, and my small mid, because I buy houses, this is where all my money is. So then now this is what your property's worth. So when you play Monopoly, nobody ever says, I have all of the money. What's the main objective when you play Monopoly? What's the one that everybody wants to buy? Boardwalk, Park Place, the blue ones, the most expensive ones. But you have to work your way up to it. You know what I mean? So through real estate and real estate investing, what you can do is you can buy different properties to work your way up to the big one. A lot of people feel like you have to have $1 million to buy a house. There are houses you can buy for $5,000, $10,000. You go in there, you repair them, you fix them up, then you have somebody, you know, come live in there. So you think about it. If your rent is $1,000 a month, you bought a house for $10,000. You buy a house for $10,000, right? The rent is $1,000 a month. When you spend that initial $10,000, after you get it repaired, and then somebody's paying you rent, in 10 months you've made your money back. So now you've made it $10,000 and you own a piece of property, but then guess what? Next month, now you up $1,000. And the month after that, you up another $1,000. You know what I mean? So then you can take the money that you're making off this one house and buy another one. So now you done saved up this one enough to where the money kept coming in, the money kept coming in, the money kept coming in. The pile got so big, you said, you know what? I'm gonna buy another one. The pile goes away, people pay the rent, money pile up, I'm gonna buy another one. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to hold on to the money, because the money is not going to grow on its own. Money never grows on its own without you figuring out how to invest it, what to do with it, where to put it at. If you keep it in your pocket, if you keep it in the shoebox, you keep it in the mattress, it makes you no money. So then as far as like, when I talk about being a real estate agent, the benefits of that is people who are buying and selling these properties, I get to middleman the deal. So let's say, for instance, this guy here wants to buy this property, this house. He wants to sell it, he wants to buy it. There are certain legalities that I studied for to know, to where just because he's interested and just because he has it to sell, I introduce them to each other, I fill out all the forms, I do all the paperwork, I get a check. Now my check might be 3%, 5%, 6%. But you think about it, if these two, this is their property. I'm the agent on that. Then after he sells it to him, he wants to buy one from him. I'm the agent on that. Same thing, same. So now after a while, you build yourself up. Your check can be anywhere from $500 to $20,000. So imagine if in 1 month's time you get 10 people to buy houses and you make $5,000 per transaction. It's 50 bands. Literally 50 bands from saying, hey, you want to buy a house? He has one to sell. Now it's not that easy. It's paperwork and stuff that you have to go through, people you have to talk to, and that's why you have to study for those 75 hours so you can get your knowledge together. You know what I mean? But once you get this information together, now I'm just talking to people. I make money now. You know what I mean? Like, he might want to buy a house from her or vice versa. I need an agent. I pull my business card out. I start working the phone. I start working the deals. Get the check. Then you have property management. Like, y'all know about the Parade Street Commerce or where that stuff is at? So then when you have a real estate license, or even if you get a job there, I can get paid just for people paying their rent. Like, if say he the landlord and all y'all his tenants, and he like, listen, man, I don't got time to look for him. You collect their rent. I'm gonna give you 10% of everybody's check. So boom, let's say all your rent is $1,000. Cut you all down, $1,000, I get $100. Just from coming to your door. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, you know what I mean? The first of the month, every time, if you get involved in property management. So there's so many different things that you can do with real estate. And like I said, you can get a real estate license at the age of 18. So as soon as you graduate, because college is not for everybody. I went to college, I went to school here, played football my freshman year, my senior year. Then I ended up playing college football at Clarion freshman year. Sophomore year, I got kicked off the team. I had a mouth, man. Like, always had something to say. But then I went to college, graduated, majored in sociology with a minor in social work. But the this type of information wasn't provided to me, and I know people who went to college because they felt like they had to. You know what I mean? To make money, and I will make more money potentially selling real estate than I will in college, like working the job that I did after the degree and then the student loans. And not knocking or discouraging college from anybody in here, because everybody has to understand what's for them. But real estate is definitely an avenue that you can take once you graduate high school to still be and feel successful and make good money. When I say good money, like, there's people now who live in Erie, like y'all see this sheet, it's a house worth $1 million. That's somebody's crib that they selling. So after he sell, if it's my house and he want to buy it, the bank may give him the money, I get the check for $1 million. Because and then I can go buy another one, or I can go buy 10 more. Because again, if I buy 10 more, I can take my $1 million and turn it into 10 to 15 properties, and then over a year or 2 years time, because there's so many people paying me rent, you do the math on the back end. How long is it gonna take me to make my $1 million and still have this piece of property? So as you take the money, you get the cash, you buy a piece of property, the property don't go away. Even if the house burns down, land is indestructible, so you'll still even own the piece of land, the plot of land. You can build on it, you can sell it, you can plant flowers in there, you can walk a dog, and I don't care what you do, but the land you will always own. But the money goes away. You know what I mean? So you just buy more land, stack your money up. More land. I tell people, this is the stuff that I tell my friends now. When I look at real estate and I think about real estate for people, I'm not an investor right now, but I look at it like buying money. Like, imagine if you could put a $50 bill in the machine, you walk away from the machine, every 2 weeks that machine gives you a $10 bill. Would you do that, or would you keep the 50 in your pocket?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what a lot of us do, you know what I mean, especially us as men, like I see this all men in here, like a lot of us will take $50 and we'll try to turn $50 into $200, and we'll do something dumb with it, and then when it don't happen, now we broke. And in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we have no money coming back. So it's definitely like important to understand what to do with money, because it sounds good to have $1 million, it sounds good to get $1 million, it sounds good to kind of have all of this cash, but if you don't know what to do with money, like, how many people know people who blew money fast? Like, y'all, listen, y'all all look like y'all know them people who had them 20,000s and 30,000s, and now they need rides, you know what I mean? Or the cars broke down and stuff like that. So imagine if somebody would have bought a house. Now, I might not have $20,000 hold today, but if I need $1,000 in the first of the month coming, I know they're gonna pay it rent. And so, you know, and then when it comes to stuff like that, like, you also, what's important in real estate is how you carry yourself, how you represent yourself, how you articulate your words, and how you treat people. Because, like, trust me when I tell you, when you're a real estate agent, people are making decisions, or even when you're involved in real estate, people are making decisions that they're spending a lot of money that they work hard for, they saved up for. So if you come in and you look like a slouch, or you can't talk to me and look me in my eyes, or I don't have your attention, why would I spend $1 million with you? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't say, how you doing, sir, shake my hand, you know what I mean? You can't, and if I can't say, yo, tell me, how's he doing in school? And you like, oh man, don't deal with him. Because they don't just take your word for it. Like, I say, boom, I'm a real estate agent. Or I tell people, this is what I'm about to do. First thing they do, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, searching my name. then okay, you know him. What do you know about him? So when people talk about your name, your reputation holds weight. So I mean, it's just certain things that when it comes to real estate for me has helped mold me as an individual because of how important it is for me to have to be on time. You know what I mean? To be disciplined, to be diligent, to communicate with people, to be respectful, to be respectable, and to also be respected. Because you will find some people who try to walk over you and push over you, and like you can't be nobody push over you. And y'all know what I want to say, but we in the school. But you can't be nobody push over. You can't let nobody just tell you how you gonna handle your business when you feel confident and comfortable about it. So you got to kind of like build all of them qualities. But like I said, I went over the question sheet. So like as far as getting involved in real estate, you don't need a large amount of money. You can buy property with cash. You know what I mean? Depending on the property, you just have to find a property. Then the auctions. I seen a question about the auctions. So that auction thing, it was a point in time where that was booming, was popular. Everybody was getting involved in it. But now what happened was people jacked the prices up. So say it's a house, again, if you're talking monopoly, say the brown house, we were gonna start the bidding at $750 because that's how the auction starts. But everybody just spread the news, nobody did the research. This house might be a piece of crap, but he said I got $750. He said I got $1,000. He said I got $2,000. He said I got $5,000. I paid $5,000 and the house was only worth $750 for real. So now I have to put the money in. So when you do the auction route, you never know what you're gonna get until you actually pay for it and buy it and secure it. When you deal with a real estate agent, like the agent is gonna hire an attorney to make sure there's no liens on the deed. Nobody can say, yeah, he lived there, but this technically my house, he robbed you out your money. You know what I mean? They're gonna make sure that if you got a house here and you wondering if you wanna build a fence, like the real estate agent is gonna do the research so you don't have to be stressed out to say, where's the property line? Can I build this here? Can I put that there? So, and then even with being a real estate agent, people are going to pay for you to not have to do the work, like to be happy, you know what I mean? Y'all all sitting here clearly like need some type of help. So imagine if you could pay somebody to help you get to the next level and you could be less stressed. You know what I mean? Like pay for it too. Look at it like that. Like when you're buying a house and it's something that you're involved in, you're interested in, it's kind of like paying for a tutor to help you buy a house. And they help you get there. But what I'm telling you is when you think, even real estate, like this school. Let's say for instance, this school goes for sale and they say, hey, Deontay, we want you to sell this school. How much are you selling it for? We're selling it for $10 million. My commission is 6%. That's what, 60,000 or is this, no, 600,000. Just for saying, hey, you want to buy the school? Hey, he's selling the school, you buy it, sign the papers, boom, once the deal goes through, as soon as the deal goes through, I get a check. I'm not waiting 2 weeks, but it does take some time to close. But again, imagine if I sold him a school, him a school, him a school, him a school, all in 1 month or all in 6 months. And I got a commission check of $600,000. 5 of them is $3 million. 5 deals can be $3 million. And like I said, you don't have to go to college to be a real estate agent. It's 75 hours of study. Then you take a test. You update it every 5 years. But then you have access to different information that like other people don't have. And then another thing that I've learned really is a networking opportunity. Because when people know that you're a real estate agent, they want to pick your brain and they want to ask you questions. And everybody doesn't know about it. So it's been rooms I've been in where it's millionaires who are like, hey, let's go to lunch. I want to talk to you. So they talking to me. What do you know about real estate? How long you been? And I'm like, what do you got going on? Well, yeah, the dude who owned Family First. Like I actually advocated to try to get y'all up there. Like I talked to Dre and I talked to the athletic director as well because he was saying like, I want to get more involved with kids and I want them to be able to come and see my facility to kind of bring them outside of what they usually see to expose them to more. But that was through real estate. Like having a conversation, he like, I own the Family First. Like, what's the chances that any of us are gonna bump into people like that? Or Nick Scott, you know, they be riding them nice fancy boats down there. When you're in the real estate, it's kind of, I don't know why it is like this, but people hold you to the level or the standard of like lawyer or doctor or this stuff like that because how important it is. When you purchase a house, it might be a 30-year mortgage that you're paying for. You know what I mean? It's a serious decision. We're talking a big financial decision, so people need to trust you. But when it comes to real estate, man, it's so many ways to get paid. There's so many benefits, the networking opportunities, the people that you meet, like, and then people always want to help you. You know what I mean? So people in the real estate world, how can I help you? And I might be like, listen, man, I'm having an issue with some transportation. Oh, here, use my car. Or I got a friend, my guy works at Hallman. He's the mechanic. Call him and tell him I sent you. And then you build off of relationships to where now you don't really need that much money. Like, you get to move around. Like, imagine if he had a car shop and he owned houses and he did maintenance and he shampooed cars and he rented cars and you know what I mean? So then now y'all all friends. That's how the real estate world works. So I might be like, dang, I'm broke, but I need my car towed. Hit my man up, he gonna tow it. And then he might be like, I need my carpet scrub. I got you, say less. You know what I mean? I might need something moved. So you build these relationships to where you can barter, and you build and pick up things that you need. So it's a lot more than just making money off selling houses. But like, it's definitely, like when they say it's a million ways to get it, it's a million ways to get paid. I would strongly encourage, even if you didn't like take it far or pursue it, I would encourage every single person when you turn 18 years old and after you graduate high school to get a real estate license, just in case. Literally, just because you might overhear somebody having a conversation. Oh man, I'm trying to buy this house. Oh, I can help you. That's 3% right there, because you don't have to sell the house. It's gonna sell itself. You don't have to sell the school. Somebody's gonna want to buy it. Somebody's gonna want to sell it. All you have to do is be there and be ready and be available, and you have to present yourself in a manner to where you can be trustworthy. Outside of that, like that's really, man. Like I said, I tried to rush it through. That was fast, so I got maybe 30, 40 minutes. But I don't know if y'all got any specific questions about real estate or any specific questions about anything.
What's the link to the study?
I can send all that information to Ms. Randall, because like I said, I did all mine online and I paid for it. It was like $350 at the time, and I did it during the pandemic. Literally just scrolling through, and I'm telling you, believe it or not, I guarantee you,